The man I'm about to introduce to you was at one time so long unemployed he thought a P45 was a revolver. McGinn!
Granda, Granda, he followed the veranda. They carted him away in a panda, drunk and disorderly. Granny, Granny, she was full of Alani, battered his heat with a tranny, 'cause he switched on Radio 3. Granda, Granda, he followed the veranda. They carted him away in a panda, drunk and disorderly. Mommy, Mommy, she kicked up her rammy, battered my granny with a chamois for acting so drunkenly. The doctor said she'd me right as a doctor. She had her in Mommy, so he choked her, made a wee orphan of me. Granda, Granda, he followed the veranda. They carted him away in a panda, drunk and disorderly. Daddy, Daddy, he said he was gladdy, told me if I'm a good laddie, he'll get a new Mommy for me. Granda, Granda, he followed the veranda. They carted him away in a panda, drunk and disorderly. I was in a terrible position for a come-lucky man. The Catholics wouldn't let me in. The Masons wouldn't let me join. The Communists threw me out. I sent my picture to the Lonely Hearts Club. I sent it back. I said, we're not that lonely. I rang up Dial a Prayer and they hung up on me. I phoned up the Samaritans and sent me a tube of butt for the gas. So I moved to a house in the Gallowgate in Glasgow, the cradle of civilization. Lovely house. Running water was laid on the walls. It was the only house in Scotland at the time with an indoor swimming pool. My mother had to pay 5 shillings a week extra for the fishing rights, but we didn't mind. No, we didn't mind because the family who had the house before us, they had produced 5 world swimming champions. They were all born with webbed feet. The leaking roof could prove a wee bit uncomfortable at times. For example, if it were raining, it could take you anything up to 3 hours to finish a cup of tea. With a lovely wee cat, we called it cooking fat. Because the day we go to it, my dad came in half drunk, and he saw the mess it had made. He says, get that cooking fat out of here. But there was another man, up there close, got drunk every night as well. In the Saracen Heat. Oh, and he came up the street singing about it. Fae now until the day you're deed, nae greater joy you'll find at all than sitting in the Saracen Heat, drinking cider wi yer maw, drinking cider wi yer maw, drinking cider wi yer maw. When Brighton men had done a bunk, Their wives they never fret at all. They're sure to find them roaring drunk, drinking cider wi Yer Maw, drinking cider wi Yer Maw, drinking cider wi Yer Maw. Now the Queen was round the bar as when she heard that Phil had done a run of all. She found him in the Saracen, drinking cider wi Yer Maw. Everybody! Drinking cider wi Yer Maw, drinking cider wi Yer Maw. And then he would come up the close, singing yon obscene songs, such as which you couldn't repeat, like someone crept into a crypt and crept away. The creeping crapper left a cryptic clue. Then he would go on to singing even filthier songs, like My Grandfather's Cock. Nothing wrong with that, no, usually. You see, this chap had this impediment in his speech. He simply could not pronounce the letter L. Well, I mean, there were thousands of wains up there close. And some of them hadn't even been baptised. In fact, some of us hadn't even been registered, but they were very quick at picking things up, you know. And, you know, little Glasgow nursery rhymes like Auntie Mary had a canary were forgotten about. Here you thousands of wains gonna put the Gallagher singing My grandfather's, oh, it was terrible. And then after he'd sung songs like, you know the song about the wee boy who was conceived in a pan loaf, called Born and Bred in Glasgow. After he'd sung songs like that, he would go into Jacobite songs, naturally with his own words. My darling is a Charlie, a Charlie, a Charlie. My darling is a Charlie. Is that no hell of a queer? When Flora MacDonald fell for him, it near upset his plan. But things turned out to be alright, because she was a lesbian. My darling is a Charlie, a Charlie, a Charlie. My darling is a Charlie. Is that no hell of a queer? My dearest, my darling, your hair is a sight. Curlers and lacquer and dandruff so white. When we walked down the street, dear, your arm in mine, you stepped off the curb and you grazed your behind. I remember the first time I asked you to wed. You got so excited, you fell out of the bed. She was in hospital at the time. These are my mountains, the radio played, as you sat on the floor, stripped to the waist. Some say you're the beauty, but I say the beast. Every night before bed, when on pie suppers you feast. I've never complained, dear. No, I just sit and wait. For you know I hate lying on an empty stomach. Remember last Christmas? What a wonderful time. I bought you a chair for your big fat bahookie. Watching you sit there, I started to grin. But your mother then stopped me from plugging it in. What an electrifying experience. At the seaside last summer, you swam on your back, your nose in the air, like the fin on a shack. I'll no say you look fat, dear, when you're in for a dip, even though you were harpooned by a big whaling ship. Now you've grown old, dear, your hair's turning grey. You say I don't love you, but what can I say? Remember last night by the old fireside? That wasn't press-ups, 'twas love at first sight. Then, night after night, he would open the letterbox of poor old Mrs. Riley and shouting things about the Pope. He wasn't even a Protestant. Anyway, one day the Pope died, and an Italian got the job. So he came up that night, celebrating, he was celebrating, you know. Just opened the letterbox and he fell down the 3 stairs, lying at the bottom there. Oh, Mr. Riley came out, she says, I knew it! She says, Pope's not going to be as soft with you as the rest of them have been. Guantanamera, translated from the Spanish into the English by my big pal Pete Seeger. But you know, originally that was a Scottish song, which was stolen from us by a survivor of the Armada as he was making his way home to Spain by a devious route via Auchenshugel, with his ingin bag and his bike. Heard this man singing. My wee Auntie Sarah was a right wee holy terror. My wee Auntie Sarah went to Mallorca for a fair. When she came back, her skin was darker, like a Latfield garage worker. She really had a corker of a time in Mallorca. The consul had to pay her fare to bring back her wee Auntie Sarah. While she was there, she went into this hotel. She said, Jimmy, he's at the bonnet. So the guy gave her at the bonnet. Hey, Jimmy, another at the bonnet. 18 the bonnet. She was lying there a counter. She said, Jimmy, don't give me any more of the bonnets, or give me heartburn. He says, look, in the first place, my name's not Jimmy, it's Charlie. The second place is not the bonnet, it's the bonnet. He says, in the third place, you've not got heartburn. Just happens to be that your left thingamajig is stuck in the ashtray. My wee Auntie Sarah was a right wee holy terror. My My wee Auntie Sarah went to Mallorca for a fair. Our man, he was in a worse position, because he went to this bullfight and he met this senorita. So he says, "Yes, senorita, can I see you here?" She says, "All day." So he says, "Fine." So he went too far too soon. Finished up before the court the next morning. The judge says, "Look, there are going to be a lot of nasty details here." He said, "We're going to hold this case in camera." Guy says, "Wait a minute, Your Honour, I don't know what you mean, camera." Judge says, "Look, I know what I mean. Procurator knows what I mean. Jury knows what I mean. Clear the court, we're holding it in camera." So he's given evidence on his own behalf. He says, "Well, I met this senorita bird." He says, "I kissed her passionately. Kissed her passionately again." He says, "Well, you know what I mean." Judge says, "No, I don't know what you mean." Guy says, "Well, I know what I mean." Says, "The procurator knows what I mean. Jury knows what I mean." And he says, "If you'd been there with a wee camera, you'd know what I mean." My wee Auntie Sarah was a right wee holy terror. My wee Auntie Sarah went to Mallorca for the fair. A tall dark stranger came to meet her, saying, "Ole bella senorita." He drank her vino by the liter and let her play his Spanish guitar. But when her cash was done, he left her. He says, "I'll maybe see you after." My wee Auntie Sarah was a right wee holy terror. My wee Auntie Sarah went to Mallorca for a fair. Big American up in the Highlands, you know, and he came across this old Crofter making these wee black balls, you know. American says, "What are they?" He said, "Learning tablets. 10 quid a time." American says, "Well, I'll buy one, you know." So he put it in his mouth. He says, "Does that taste like sheep shit?" He says, "You're learning, lad, you're learning." You've painted up your lips and combed and curled your dyed blonde hair. Suzie, are you contemplating shuffling out somewhere? The clock upon the wall tells me it's time you were in your bed. Suzie, the vino's gone to your head. It wasn't me who started that crazy old tongs and Santoy war. But being the biggest Egypt for the carpenter to go out and do my patriotic chore. I razored 17 year and cut the heads of 14 more. Afore they left me, stretched out on this flare. It's hard to love a woman with bowly legs and scaly eyes. Oh, one thing I'll never accuse you of is getting out with other guys. Nonetheless, I hope you managed to get yourself another man. But Suzie, why'd you not leave me my bedpan?